Hey guys, how are you? I'm back, and I apologize for being away for so long. As any teacher will tell you, the month of May is the busiest of the school year, but the good news is today is my first day of summer vacation, and I'm ready to hit it hard this summer. I got a lot in store for you guys, a lot of ideas. We're gonna kick it off with an update to my Lego Falcon Heavy. A lot of new changes, as you can see if you've watched my previous two videos. If you haven't watched those previous two videos, I'll put a link in the description. We're currently at about 8,500 supporters, so we've come a long way. Got about 1,500 more supporters to go till this thing can make it to the review board. We're doing great. We're doing so awesome, you guys, and I want to thank you so much for all the support and all the sharing you've done. But let's just dive right into it, okay? So the first thing you probably notice are the black pieces now. That is the Block 5 version of the Falcon rocket. They've already done the Falcon 9. They've launched it. It was a success. Basically, what the Block 5 version of the rockets are, it's just it's an easier way to do rapid reuse of the rockets. So they can launch one, do minimum like refurbishment to it, and then launch it again. So very important things if you want to, if you want to be able to afford to go to Mars one day. So what the black is, they're black pieces, but on the real Falcon rockets, the black is actually a flame resistant material. So it's not actually paint or anything. Now SpaceX hasn't released any information about the Block 5 version of the Falcon Heavy. It's all speculation right now, but people are making educated guesses on forums and on the internet and stuff of what the Falcon Heavy will look like, the Block 5 version. So I found a picture that I thought would be fairly close to what it will look like, trying to use logic and reason. And so this is my best guess of what it's going to look like. The most hotly debated feature, if not the only one, is what color the nose cones will be. Some people think they'll be black, some think they'll be white. My reason for going for black is, I think it looks better. But also for the center core here, the inner stage is black. That's because it takes a lot of heat on reentry. Well, the nose cones will take just about the same amount of heat, if not more, because as they fall away, they fall right into the exhaust of the first stage core. So I have reason to believe that they're gonna make these black. If they make them white, then the good news is this is subject to change. I can just flip them right back out to white. These nose cones actually come in orange. Orange is the only color you can get for the nose cones, so I had to, cheat a little bit and paint them. Although it's not really cheating because Lego, for approved ideas, will change the color of pieces for you. They just won't make new molds and new casts. So we're good to go. Also with the Block 5 version, I put in black cross struts for the boosters. The picture that you're looking at right now shows white ones, but the reason I made them black is because anything that juts out away from the rocket, like the piping, which is black, will need to be flame retardant because it's in the way of more heat. So it would only make more sense to make these cover these with the same flame resistant material as everything else that sticks out of the rocket. So yeah, like I was saying, I changed the color of the piping here on the left booster. I actually added piping, smaller piping down the center booster like the real rocket, and I changed the piping on this right booster to make it even smaller and match the piping on the center booster. The second stage piping here, I actually kind of refurbished that and made it better so it matches the piping down here on the some of the cores. The landing legs are now black as well, just like the real thing, and even the bottom layer of the outer shells are black as well. Now this thing's also a little bit taller. It's a couple inches taller. It now stands at 32 inches. When I first started the project, it was at 26 inches, I believe. That's when I was trying to match it to the Saturn V scale, 1 to 110. Now it's at about 1 to 83, somewhere around there. It just, to make it work with this much detail, it's just the way it's got to be, and I really love it. It's such a fun build. If you haven't seen me build it yet, I've built the previous version. Again, click in that second video down in the description, and it's at the end of the video, like the last 10 minutes of me just doing a speed build. But one of the bigger changes that a lot of people notice now since the previous video I did is the nose cone, or the fairing up here. I found this curve piece, which was really difficult to find. I don't know how I stumbled across it on the internet, but I did, and I'm so glad because it makes it look so much nicer than that flat top I had. Also, I rounded out the bottom edge of the fairings down here, and I had some help with that from a guy on Reddit. I think it just gives the overall rocket a much sleeker aerodynamic look, and I think that's what we're going for because that's what the Falcon Heavy is. Now, another big change I've added to the set because of all the feedback I've gotten, all the recommendations, is I added a hold down stand. And this acts as a display stand for the Falcon Heavy, and it works really well. You can stick it on there, you can slide it around on the table, maybe not like this, but you can slide it and it won't tip over, it won't even wobble. It has the same look as the hold down platform as the real Falcon Heavy. So yeah, it works really well with this. And here we got the satellite, the deployable satellite, which I haven't done any real changes with. And here's the Crew Dragon from before. No changes to this either, with the trunk as well. And don't forget, we also have the Tesla. Boom. So I haven't really done any changes to this. I have removed that front piece here because I was told it kind of makes it look like a snowplow, which is kind of true. I don't know. I'm torn between using it and not using it. I did a poll and people said they'd rather have it on there. I just took it off and I just never really put it back on. So the good news is if you take a look at all the approved LEGO Ideas projects in the past, you look at what the finished update looks like, and then you look at what the LEGO designers actually built in the end, every single time it's been heavily improved. So the good news is, if there's something you don't like about this rocket that maybe doesn't look exactly how you want it to, I can almost guarantee you that the whole thing is going to be improved like 100%. And that's even if we get 10,000, which I'm sure we will, and that's even if they end up approving it at the review board. So we'll just take things one at a time. All right, the thing we need to do right now is finish up this 10,000. We're well on our way, and we're almost there, and I really thank you guys for it. So yeah, I guess that wraps up the first video of the summer. I hope you guys like the updates. Make sure you keep an eye on LEGO Ideas on that updates tab that I have there, so you don't miss out on any future updates, and you can also go back and look at how the rocket evolved over time. And thanks again for sharing it and supporting it. God bless you guys. Stay righteous.